Dave, second last game of the regular season. We're heading toward the home, the end here. How do you think that went for your team?
Sloppy. Nobody got hurt, and we got 2 points. So other than that, it was good.
Well, you said no one got hurt. I think there was a little bit of a scare there with Mike Smith. Obviously, he did stay in the game. Were you holding your breath a little bit there when
No, he just got some snow in his eye. He's all right.
Drew Matheson, Post Media.
I got to ask you, why Cahoon on the ice in to start the power play instead of your usual guy, Connor McDavid?
Why not?
No, I'm just asking.
Looking for a little German magic there, and they came through.
Okay. Playing a hunch or what? Because he says he's only really even had a couple of shootout tries in his entire NHL career, so
Yeah,
doesn't get on the ice much in those sort of situations.
Just playing a hunch. He's quick, and him and Dreyer, they work well together, so just playing a hunch.
Okay. And again, the line with Chason and Neal and McLeod was good. Are they doing exactly what you want them to do? I mean, all the work along the boards. And Chason said he just wants McLeod to want the puck a little bit more.
Yeah.
From two veterans.
Yeah, they're solid. I mean, McLeod's doing his thing, and Neal and Chason are, they got to find pucks down low. They got to be really strong on the wall in our zones, and McLeod's got to do his job in our zone, and they've been pretty solid. So we'll see where it goes.
Jack Michael, Sportsnet.
Just one for me, Dave, in terms of the team's play on the road this year. I know there's no fans, but there's also no, fun team events to kind of break up the monotony of some of these trips. You had extra days in Montreal, an extra trip back east. Can you speak to the level of professionalism and concentration they've shown in these road games all year?
You know what? I really point to our leadership group of players there. They're guys that you get on the road, and they've really kept our group close together. We've managed to keep COVID out of our group. We've been real disciplined around the cities we go to. You're confined to the hotel, but it's the guys have stuck with it, and sometimes not easy. I mean, it gets long sometimes, but the guys have stuck with it, and they showed up, and they make sure that they're prepared to play, and our leadership group has really led the way with that. So I give our players a ton of credit. It's not as easy as you think. It's just you're confined to spaces, but they've come out and focused on hockey and played well.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
Mark Spector, Sportsnet.
So are you, Dave? There's lots of obvious things that we could see that are rounding into shape for the playoffs, right? The McLeod line's looking pretty good. Cahoon gets a couple points here. He's feeling good. Are you seeing other stuff? Are you seeing, all the little details that you're looking for? Are you getting something out of these last games with them? Are they coming into shape?
Some less tonight than the other night, but just because some of the turnovers, some of the sloppiness tonight, was you'd like to take out of our game. But there's, you're trying to get some players some minutes. With young McLeod, I'm trying to put him in some situations where we can get a feel for how he does. You're getting some rhythm in your lines. A little bit of, you got to be cognizant of not overplaying anybody. Schmitty wanted to play this game, and we'll see where it goes on Saturday. Depending on what day we start. And so there's a lot of factors that come into play that we're just tinkering with here that, every game we put a couple of thoughts, like here's things we want to be really cognizant of tonight, and whether it's structure we play or shots on goal maybe or something, there's different things that we've tried to put in to just keep us focused. So far the players have done a pretty good job. There's some things that we can do better, but there's some things that we've done. We feel like our game is trending the right way.
Okay, can I ask you about Winnipeg? They're the guys. They're the team you're going to face. Does the 6 in a row mean anything that you've won against them? Does that give you anything coming into the playoffs?
Well, we know each other so well now. You play 9 games against them in a year, so there's things that we learned from the games we lost, and there's things that we learned from the games we won. So, we'll be prepared. We know that they're a really good team. Their depth at forward is really strong. They got a very good goaltender, so it's we know them well, they know us well, and it's I'm looking forward to it. Be a good series.
Sean Farrell, NHL.com.
Dave, with the assist on the overtime goal, Draisaitl also had a multi-point game. That's 7 straight for both Connor and Leon. Down the stretch, for them to be playing like this, how valuable is that for the team heading into the playoffs?
Well, it's very valuable. You got to score to win. So we've got some players that every game they're getting chances and capitalizing on them, whether they are or players that are playing with them are. So it's our team has to be playing well. Everybody wants to contribute in the way they do best, and those guys are, they're strong offensive players. They're contributing every night. So that's a strong part of our team.
And if I can follow up on that, Connor, it's his the third time he's had a multi-point streak this long. He's putting up gaudy numbers this year. It almost evokes the 1980s in some ways. Is it fascinating in this game that a player can produce like that?
Well, he's had a heck of a year. He just, there's some nights, to tell you the truth, I look and the amount of chances he creates on the ice is, you wonder why he doesn't get more points. But he's had a phenomenal year. I mean, he's a leader of our group in a lot of different ways. His play, his leadership on and off the ice. So between him and Leon, they really drive our offense, and they've had superb years.
Tony Brower, Oilers TV.
With an assist on the overtime winner and a 2-point night, Tyson Barrie becomes the leading scorer amongst defensemen in the NHL. Dave, is there anything that you may have not known of Tyson's game before he joined your club that you may have a greater sense of appreciation for?
No, I think we knew the skill set that he had. We just had to, I think he had to come in and get comfortable with our situation. And the first few weeks there were some ups and downs, but ever since then he's played very well and fit in well with our group, fit in well with our power play. High skilled, very knowledgeable hockey player that makes plays under pressure and speaks for itself. He's the leading scorer for defensemen in the league.
As you mentioned, he started off the season really slow to his standards. So what does that say about him to stick with it and to buy into the team game plan rather, and see the success that he's had?
Well, I think that happens with a lot of veteran players. They come in, they just want to find out where they fit in the group, and especially this year where you look at, we had no exhibition games, a short camp. I mean, it was an unusual season for him coming in, but he took, there was 8 or 10 games where it took him to get up and going, and once he did, he took off. So good for him. He's had a great year.
Last question, Jim Matheson.
Dave, can Cuckoo play perhaps the last game?
There is a chance he will. Yeah, there is a chance. The doctors, I talked to them yesterday, and they're comfortable with him getting back into a game. So we'll see how things go on Saturday.
And would you like to get Stalock even 30 minutes in the last game, since he has not played a game since August?
I'll talk to Schwartzy about that. I don't think that's the plan, but we'll see how that goes on Saturday.
Thank you.
Yeah.